The road to $10,500 runs through the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this evening. It's the NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship, round number 12. Tim Terry, Nim Cross here to call all the action for you. Nim, an exciting field of drivers getting ready for 80 laps around Indianapolis.
Yep, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard as they call it, one of the most premier races on the schedule. Ray Alfala comes into the series lead with a 20-point lead this weekend, and he'll be sitting on the pole again this week, so nothing new there, but a very exciting race here at Indy.
And he's chased down the standings by Mike Conti, Nick Ottinger, Kevin King, and Pat Baldwin, your top five. And I talked to a couple of the drivers. Mike Conti's not really sure what he has here tonight. You look at Nick Ottinger. Ottinger's always strong. He qualified in position number 3. Kevin King was pretty excited for what he has. He's in position number 2 rolling off this evening. And Patrick Baldwin, always strong. Those Sim Chassis guys, as we've documented the last few weeks here, have come on really strong. Watch for Baldwin, McClellan, Robert Hall, and Kevin King. They all have top 11 qualifying spots here this evening to be strong.
Yeah, and you got a couple more drivers up there in the top 5 we haven't seen a whole lot of lately. John Gorlinski, he had a good strong showing the end of last year, but we haven't seen a whole lot of him this year. He's qualified in the top 5. And Jason Karlovich right there in number 6. He's had some good showings this year, and he could be strong today also.
We got about 30 seconds before we get these cars on the grid for this evening's racing action at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Glad you could be with us on iRacing Live and PSR TV. If you want to join in on the conversation here this evening, hashtag Brickyard NISWC, hashtag Brickyard NISWC, and I believe there might be a prize for the most creative tweet here this evening. I'm going to wait and get confirmation from our producer Ian Bushing and to see if there's any sort of prize here this night. But if there's not, there is Brickyard NISWC. Join in on the conversation. It's all the rave on Twitter, right, Nim?
That's right.
So we're getting ready to roll here, and while these cars begin to grid, we have a long pace lap here. So let's take the opportunity, Nim, to go down our starting grid for this evening's racing action. It's 80 laps at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and on the pole, it's the number 2 of Ray Alfala putting in a time of 51.824. To the outside, Kevin King with a time of 51.843.
Row number 2 has Nick Ottinger starting on the inside, car number 05. Outside of him, car number 84, John Adams.
Next row sees John Gorlinski on the inside, 21, and to the outside, one of our Pro Series drivers, the 60, Jason Karlovich.
Inside row number 4, the show, Brian Schoenberg in car number 55. Outside of him, car number 30, Robert Hall.
Alex Warren rolls off in position number 9. Completing your top 10 is the 46 of Carson McClellan.
Inside row number 6, Patrick Baldwin, car number 52. Outside of him, car number 47, Chris Overland.
Tom Lewandowski rolls off from position number 13 to the outside in 14th, Michael J. Johnson.
Adam Gilliland will take his Pro Series qualification into the 15th spot, car number 81. Outside of him will be car number 72 in the 16th position, Josh Berry.
Your second place point man going to start way deep in the field. It's 17th for Mike Conti, and to the outside, Marcus Lindsay, the number 1.
19th will be Chris Main, and 20th, Byron Daly.
Josh Lawton rolls off from position 21, and to the outside, double 3, Brian Blackford.
Inside row number 12, the French Connection, Cyril Nussbaum, car number 99. Outside of him, car number 80, Vinny Sansone.
It's the Viper, Landon Harrison, rolling off in position number 25, into the outside, Brandon Bookberger, number 17.
Starting 27th will be car number 7, Chad Coleman. Outside of him, car number 03, Charles Cosper.
Josh Connors, the Poltergoose, rolls off from position number 29. First driver to take a provisional here this evening is Brad Davies, number 11.
Thomas Hazard will go from the 31st position. Outside of him, Jake Sturgis, car number 41, to go 32nd.
And completing your field is the Skeleton Optics cars, Andrew Fash, the third, 77 and 99. Going to complete your field, that is Justin Thompson. Down the back straightaway, this time by We Are Going Racing. Nim, final thoughts before we throw the green flag here. What do we expect out of this Indianapolis Motor Speedway?
Well, hopefully we'll have a lot of guys get in line, and you'll put a lot of good laps in. Conti's got to make a move. He's got to get up there and challenge Alfala. We're getting down to the end of the season now. If he's going to make his move, he's got to do it now. He's got to be careful not to lose it here at Indy also. He's got a 20-point lead right now. A bad finish could put him out of this points championship.
So this is where everything gets exciting. On your front row, Ray Alfala and Kevin King. Ray knows how to win in this series, as does Kevin King. Then you get a couple of guys on that second row who have won this season, but are looking to add to that win total. Nick Ottinger, and a great qualifying run for John Adams in the Mud Jug Portable Spittoons Chevrolet Impala. Ray Alfala in control of this field, the first racing Ford Mustang pace car, getting ready to head to the infield, and we are getting ready for the first of 80 laps around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Pace car off as Ray Alfala brings this field down to the yard of bricks, and Ray Alfala puts the hammer down. Green flag flies. We are underway.
Ray gets a really good start. Kevin King on the outside might not have gotten so much of a good start. John Adams right on his rear bumper, but he can't make a move because he's got Ottinger to the inside.
Alfala to a quick lead. Kevin King in second. And here comes John Adams now on the 05 of Nick Ottinger. As they get single file, John Gorlinski completes your top 5. It looks like the 60 of Karlovich was battling with the 30 of Robert Hall. Now here comes 55 on 60 for position number 6.
Yeah, he's not able to make a move. Now up front, the 21 of John Gorlinski making a move on John Adams as they go into corner number 3. Adams is going to have to give up that spot, so Gorlinski will take it.
Gorlinski moves up one spot, and now he chases the 05 of Nick Ottinger here as we are about to complete lap number 1. As you look back from the number 21, you see the 84, 30, and the rest of this field as they fan out down the front straightaway. 1 lap completed.
This track is really unique. As you go through the corners, you have to have a good corner to get a good run down these long straightaways. If you don't, if you mess up just a little bit, the guys in back of you will be able to take advantage, and you can lose a number of spots going down these long straightaways. So you got to have a good exit. If the car in front of you messes up, it could bulk down your speed down the straightaway also. So you really got to be careful when you time your moves down the straightaways here.
Brian Schoenberg looking to make a move on Jason Karlovich in the number 60. Karlovich, one of the Pro Series drivers. Brian Schoenberg looking to put a season together here. Nim, the 55, looking at the number 60. And looking at Facebook posts prior to this show, it didn't look like that he had any confidence in his car this evening, and confidence can be worth $1 million sometimes here in him. And right now he's looking to defend maybe a position. Carson McClellan looking on the outside.
Yeah, it's early in the race, and we'll see. Everybody's usually pretty good in the first couple of laps. But as this race wears on, turn 1 will get really tight, and you really get tight in that corner, and you'll lose a lot of speed. Those with a good setup will be able to get through that corner a lot faster, and rounds 1 and 2. It's the same with 3 and 4. You got to be set up good there. If you lose the handle on the car, you're gonna lose a lot of time through these corners, and they'll kill you on the straightaways here. And as we see Schoenberg go for the pass there.
Schoenberg makes that pass just behind them. It is 47 and 46 battling for position. Carson McClellan trying to hold off Chris Overland. Overland looking to the outside as here comes 52 of Pat Baldwin making the move on Chris Overland.
Baldwin, when one car is sideways back there a little bit, it looks like Lewandowski. He gathered it back up, made a really good save.
That was a great save by Lewandowski, but they're going to pass him to the right. 1, 2, and possibly 3 as Michael J. Johnson makes the move as well. Great move by Thomas Lewandowski to keep it off the wall and out of harm's way, but he's going to lose a bunch of spots here.
Off of corner number 2, McClellan gets in the wall a little bit coming off corner number 2. That'll allow Chris Overland to get a run down the back straightaway. He'll try to make a bid as they go down into corner 3.
As they go down into the corner, 46 and 47 going at it. Overland now on the inside of Carson McClellan. Just behind him, it is Pat Baldwin, I do believe, in the number 52 car, as Baldwin tries to make up a spot on his teammate Carson McClellan. Side by side for Sim Chassis at a 4.
Oh, the 46 car got really loose. That's McClellan got really loose on the outside. Did a really good job of keeping it out of the way of Baldwin and not clipping as they came out of the corner. Alex Warren now tries to get down the inside going down the corner number 1.
And here comes your Pro Series champion, Alex Warren, as Warren tries to make up a spot. And close quarter there at a corner, number 1. And now here comes Conti. Conti has to be careful here with everything that's been going on around this Hornet's Nest the last couple of laps. Conti is looking to pick up a point here.
Yeah, Conti to the inside of Alex Warren. He's going to be able to pick up that spot. And you're right, Tim, he does have to be careful. He's got a lot on the line here. Maybe one of the only guys that have a chance of catching Alfala.
And right now with Ray Alfala up in the front portion of this field, you have to watch Mike Conti as he starts to move. You have to believe if Ray Alfala can pick up an extra point, since the 39 is around and almost into the pit wall, and he misses the pit wall.
Yeah, he goes down pit lane, and he might incur a penalty for an unsafe pit entrance there, or speeding down pit road or something like that, but he did save the car as they went down pit road there.
It looked like he hit the back end just a little bit. I thought he was going to completely save it from the wall, but it looks like he has a little bit of damage for that number 39, but it could have been a lot worse than it was. We stay green flag racing. Ray Alfala is your leader by 0.7 of a second over Kevin King.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty costly for Mr. Johnson there because, he spun down pit road, he's ruined those tires, and the track stays green. So he's definitely going to lose a lot of time here early on in the race, but he's got a lot of time to make it up. With cautions, he'll be able to get the lucky dog and stuff like that and make up those laps.
0-5 and 21. That's the battle shaping up for position number 3. John Gorlinski is on his way to the front. The degree for men is Chevrolet, looking to the inside of the ream. Chevrolet for position number 3.
Gorlinski hasn't had a whole lot of runs up front there this year. His team must have picked up on something here at Indy. They're having a good run. He really came on strong about this time last year, Tim, when the new tire model came out, iRacing 2.0 came out. He really had a good handle on that, him and his teammates, and had some really good runs last year with that. But they struggled a lot this year, and now it's good to see Gorlinski up running well, up in the top 5 now.
And I know Week 13 is coming up, and we'll talk about the new build in just a little while here, but nevertheless, lap number 7, as you ride on the roof of John Gorlinski, looking up at Nick Ottinger. Ottinger has had a solid start to this season, and so far running in position number 3. Great run here at Indianapolis shaping up.
Yeah, position 3 is good. He's had a good run all year long. He's finished in the top 3. He missed that one race earlier in the year, but 3rd in the point standings right now. Just looking at it, 41 points off the lead. Mathematically he's still involved, but he's done a really good job of running up front and being very consistent all year long.
And as they continue to battle, it looks like Robert Hall is closing in as well. Watch the number 30 of Robert Hall, the Sim Chassis Chevrolet, and we talked about that team being very solid. In the middle portion of this season, Robert Hall has a win and is looking for another one here in 2012.
Yeah, you're right. That team has come on strong here at the end of the season, and that's helped Robert get into the top 10 in points here in the NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship. They've really made a big push here lately. He's had a couple finishes go awry, from some incidents or whatever, but he's had a couple good finishes too, so he's doing really well to be in the top 10.
52 is seeing a battle behind him between Jason Karlovich and the 46 at Carson McClellan. McClellan makes up the spot on Karlovich. Karlovich, we talk about guys coming to the front. The 60 car doing the exact opposite. He's going backwards right now.
Yeah, that's the way the racing works here at Indy. You get through the corners, you go down the straightaways, and you see who messes up in the corner or see who's trying to make a pass, because it's all about momentum here at this track. And when you lose momentum, that's the guys behind you are going to attack, and you're waiting for the guys in front of you to lose that momentum. So you really got to be careful here, and you got to get a good line. It's a big finesse track. You really got to be smooth around this place.
Big point implication here. Mike Conti in the number 5 losing connection to the server. This is not good, Nim, for his championship chances.
No, he's having some kind of difficulty with his connection, maybe a PC problem, something going on. But hopefully he'll be able to get it back and get back in here, but we don't see him as of yet.
I go back to last season. I believe it was Jesse Niemann in the Road Series having issues with his internet connection. If it wasn't for that, he would have lost, or he might have won the championship. But of course, that plagued him as we see the battle for third starting to heat up here. Mike Conti in the number 5. This could very well be that Jesse Niemann moment for him as he officially falls out of the server.
Yeah, he does fall out of the server. And in case you're not aware of what's going on here, these are NASCAR iRacing.com series drivers, and they are racing from the comforts of their home. And it is everybody's responsibility to have a good quality connection to the service and to the server. And if you have if you get dropped from the server, you're able to get back in and maybe make up those laps through cautions and lucky dogs. But if you have a disconnect or something like that, it's some type of electrical, which is we treat it kind of like a car failure, Tim. Like in a real world, you have motor problems and all kinds of things that can go wrong. The same types of things could happen here that can ruin your race, but they're a little bit different sometimes. And Michael Conti experienced some of those difficulties here tonight.
And if he can get back in the server, he might be able to get a couple of Lucky Dog awards if he's in the position to, but right now he's still not connected back to the server, and once you get, there he is, Michael Conti now back connected to the server. It's going to take him a couple of moments to get back onto the racetrack, but he's going to need some cautions. And see, the thing is, it's 80 laps around here, and this race is starting to get a green flag run to it, knock on a little bit of wood here, so that might be something for Mike Conti to watch and that team to watch for if we get a couple of cautions.
Yeah, this has huge implications in the points standings. If he's not able to get some time back and get these positions back, he could lose 40 points here tonight with Ray running up front. Well, he'll probably lose 36, 37 points, but it's a ton. It's going to put him out, a full race from your point leader, and we'd hate to see it end up like this. Not sure Ray would too, but he still has some time to get it back and see what he can do.
Looks like Robert Hall has caught the number 21 of John Gorlinski, as the 55 of Brian Schoenberg is also under fire, a couple of positions behind on Chris Overland now in the number 47, 55-47. That is your battle for position number 7.
Yeah, it looks like Conti's still having some problems. I don't see him on the track, and it looks like I actually see him talking in some spectator chats here. So might be some bad news for Conti. Since he's connected to the server, he may have had a computer issue, and we'll have to see if we can't figure out what's going on with him.
And if he does not get out on the racetrack very soon here, Nim, that could spell his chances. And actually, he is back on the racetrack right now, going down the back straightaway. So it might have been an internet issue, as it looks like he is on the racetrack right now. We'll have to document that and look at that as we go through the race. And speaking about looking at, Ray Alfala is looking at a 2.1 second lead on the rest of this field.
Yeah, he's walking away from it right now. Ray has been strong all year long. He's smooth. He is our defending champion, and there's a reason for that. Ray is probably one of the best drivers out here, and he is the best driver until somebody knocks him off right now. Kevin King doing a really good job, 2.1 seconds behind, and he's got a lot of time to make up. But Ray right now, 2.1 second lead over Kevin King.
Got a great battle here for position number 4 as the 21 of John Gorlinski, the 30 of Robert Hall, and the 84 of John Adams going at it. Also Nick Ottinger as well, single file for the time being, as it looks like everybody's found a place to race right now here, Nim, and logging some laps on lap number 14.
Yeah, and it takes a long time to get around here, about 50 seconds to get around this track, and so it's a long lap, and the race can be very short though. Our last lap for Gorlinski, 53.5 seconds, so it is a longer lap, but 80 laps can go by pretty quick. We're lap 14 right now. We'll probably expect pit stops somewhere between around in the 30s, maybe closer to 40. So it's going to be a 2 pit stop race unless somebody can make it to halfway to 40. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
You ride in the car, the 52 of Patrick Baldwin. Just in front of him, you see Brian Schoenberg in the number 55, and you see Robert Hall, his teammate, go way down on the front straightaway, trying to make something happen on John Gorlinski, a couple of cars up, but nothing going to happen there for position number 4.
Yeah, they're still sorted out. Everybody gets sorted out going down to corner number 1. This is the time, too, where the guys who have good setups are going to start to show. We're halfway through this tire run, and the setups are now going to show for those who have good setups, and those who are struggling are going to be falling back right now. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Robert Hall continues to try to set something up on the number 21 of John Gorlinski, as it looks like Carson McClellan has reeled in the number 47 of Chris Overland. That is the battle for position number 9. Watch the 47 as he tries to defend. The 46 to the inside, looking to pick up a spot here. He's got the fender there. They are side by side off corner number 4.
Down the front straightaway they come, 160, 170 mile an hour now as they come down the front straightaway. McClellan has the advantage on the inside. Overland's going to back off a little bit and let him go, and so he can have a good line to the corner. And
now look at Chris Main. Chris Main having a great run here so far this evening, Nim. 38 in position number 11 as he watches the battle in front of him between McClelland and Chris Overland.
Yeah, they're right there too, Maine. Trying to get a good run off of the corner. He gets a little bit loose at the center corner, and that kills his momentum down straightaway. He's not going to be able to make a run. The 47 car of Overland looking to the inside. He has nothing for the 46 this time. He'll have to fall back in line.
Trying to get a run on the 47. A little bit of a bobble there for Chris Overland as now the 38 will close in on the Menards number 47 as they come up out of the corner and they come down the long front straightaway here. Lap number 16 in the book this time by 47, getting a great run on the 46.
Yeah, you can tell when somebody doesn't get quite a good exit. The 46 car didn't get a really good exit coming out of corner number 4, and he starts to migrate to the inside coming down the front straightaway. He doesn't want anybody to try to get to the inside, but now Chris Main will get to the inside of Overland as the Overland had to back off for the 46 going in the corner number 1 there, and that'll allow Main to pick up the position.
Great to see the Spin Master number 38 up in the top 10 right now as Chris Main made that spot up in the top 10. His teammate sits a couple of positions behind right now, Nim, in Thomas Lewandowski. He had that nasty little slide in the first couple of laps, and now he's trying to make it up.
Yeah, he did a good job gathering that car back up. Right now he runs in the 13th position, and he looks like he's just riding back there right now, trying to save his tires and be there for the upcoming second half of the race. Lap number 17 right now, still got a long way to go, and he knows that, and that's why he's just lying back there.
Karlovich looking like he's found a place to race in position number 12 right now. He was falling back through the field, but it looks like his place right now is position at number 12. Just behind them, it looks like Josh Berry is under fire from Brad Davies. I believe Brad Davies has won the last 2 events here at the Brickyard, but he started near the rear of this field, Nim. He's already up to 15th place under green and looking at 14th.
Yeah, Brad makes a move to the inside of Barry going down the back straightaway right now. It looks like he'll pick up that position. This is one of Davies' best tracks, as you said. He's won the last 2 races here. He was our runner-up in our points championships too. He struggled a lot this year. He's had some bad luck. Just hasn't had it all together this year, but having a good run here at Indy today.
Robert Hall going to pick up 1 spot on John Gorlinski. Tries to hold off the 52 of Pat Baldwin behind him. Fantastic racing here on lap number 19.
Gorlinski brings her off of corner number 2 there. He's trying to get the run. You get down there right on the rumble strips in the center of the corner and then try to build momentum down the back straightaway. This time right behind Gorlinski, he's got John Adams looking to the inside, but Adams is too far back to make a challenge.
We work lap number 19 of 80, closing in on the 1/4 distance mark here this evening. Ray Alfala is your leader by 3 seconds over Kevin King. You watch the battle now between 55 and 52. This is the battle for 7th place as Brian Schoenberg tries to hold off Patrick Baldwin.
Michael Conte in the, just to update you a little bit, he is 2 laps down, 34th position, that's last right now, but from his connection issues, he is 2 laps down, and it could make them up, Tim, but we'll have to see how it works out.
47 of Chris Overland falling back a little bit on this green flag run, so it looks like he might have a short run setup in that race car as Jason Karlovich in the number 60 is there on the 47.
Karlovich having a number of good runs through the last few races. As you look back behind them, Brad Davies looking to the inside of Lewandowski. Davies still continues his run to the front, down to the inside of the 16 car of Lewandowski, and he'll pick up that spot.
So Brad Davies marching to the front of this field. 20 laps completed this time by, and he closes in on Karlovich and Overland. That would be the battle for 11th place. So Brad Davies, he might be in the top 10 before too long here.
Yeah, Davies the last lap by 43.7. He's fighting traffic right now. He's making some passes, so the speed might not be exactly what shows, but he's definitely cutting through the field right now, up to 13th from his start from the back.
You ride on board with Realtree number 11 of Brad Davies as he begins to close in on the battle in front of him as Karlovich pokes the nose underneath Overland on the back straightaway. Just in front of them, Chris Main beginning to inch away from this battle as he closes in on position number 9, Carson McClellan.
They go through the north end of this track. The 11 car of Brad Davies looking to pick up some momentum down the front straightaway here on Karlovich, and you can see the 11 car is clearly better through the corners. That gives them a lot of momentum down the front straightaway. Karlovich looks to the inside, maybe to break that draft from Davies right behind him. It's not going to matter though. Davies is coming.
And looking right now at number 22, Nim, do you know how far these guys can go on fuel, or what sort of pit strategy they're looking at this evening?
Well, you know, the race has a real green flag run to it, and I'm not sure if anybody can make it to lap 40. I don't think they can. If they can make it to lap 40, it's a one pit stop race. Karlovich moves to the inside and lets Davies go to the outside there. But I think we're looking at, you know, guys pitting around 32 to 35. We'll have to see how that works. You're on the gas a lot here. It's not like a restrictor plate track or anything like that. You're on the gas as you come around the corners, and the corners are fairly slow at the center of them. So you have to use a lot of gas to get down these long straightaways, and it you know, it uses up. It's really hard to save a lot of fuel here.
Brad Davies poking the nose out on the 47 of Chris Overland for position. I'm thinking here, and we see a lot of these guys doing this on the straightaways as Brian Schoenberg is looking to hold off Pat Baldwin here a couple of positions up. Could this be maybe they're running maybe a 25 or 50% tape on the nose and maybe trying to get some air to those race cars?
Yeah, that's a good point there. We have seen a lot of tape strategy, we'll call it. You know, guys running a lot of tape on the front of their noses, and it, you know, it makes you significantly faster and it gives you some grip in the corners here. And it's kind of been a really neat challenge in the setups of these cars where the guys, you know, will see who's running a lot of tape and who's not. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, and it's definitely possible they're doing that.
Might be something to ask these guys under caution as the battle for second. Check that third beginning to heat up as here comes the 30 of Robert Hall on Nick Ottinger. Just behind them, John Gorlinski and John Adams in your top six. Ottinger under fire from Sim Chassis' Robert Hall.
Here you're riding on the roof with Robert Hall right now. You see the 05 having a little bit of a connection issue right there. Looks like it's cleared up for him right now. Not severe problems like Michael Conte had earlier in the race, but Robert looking to the inside, going down the back straightaway, getting out of that slipstream a little bit. As Tim said, maybe trying to get a little bit of air to that radiator.
Brad Davies moves up to position number 11 as he passes Chris Overland, and now he has to set his sights on his teammate Chris Main in the number 38 car for position number 10, as it looks like we might have our first taker onto pit road. That is John Gorlinski pitting from position number 5.
Lap number 24 is the first pit stop here. That's a pretty early pit stop, I believe, but he's probably going to try to make it a two-stop race and maybe make an early pit stop here, trying to get some type of strategy that will allow him maybe to go up and challenge Ray.
Trying to make something happen as the number 21 goes down to his box. Does this open the window now? Does this open the feeding frenzy at the zoo for the rest of these guys to come down?
I think it's still a little early, but you know, one unique thing about this track is you might be able to make a pit stop here if you're up at the front and get out without losing a lap, and that's huge because you know, a pit stop here takes 53, or a lap here takes 53 seconds. If you can get in and get out without losing a lap, you know, it might be a good thing to try.
Here comes the 30 of Robert Hall on Nick Ottinger for position number 3, and Robert Hall going to take the spot here, move up the 30 to position number 3.
You look at Robert Hall here as they come around go into corner number 2. He's got Schoenberg right on his rear bumper there. Schoenberg not able to make a pass as they get down there, not able to make position. You see Robert Hall gets a big run down the back straightaway. Schoenberg moves to the inside, maybe trying to pick up a little air, maybe trying to keep the McClellan from closing in on him in the back.
And we mentioned the connection issue for Ottinger a little bit earlier, and it looks like it has returned for the Rheem Chevrolet, so a little bit of instability for the 05 right now as he runs in position number 4 behind Robert Hall and just in front of John Adams. And speaking of John Adams, here he comes on the pit road in the GSR number 84.
Lap number 26 for John Adams. Pit stop the end of 26, the start of lap number 27. So we'll see what kind of strategy they got playing out.
So John Adams, the Pocono winner, comes down onto pit road, was running strong at the start of this race, and Pocono, one of those big racetracks. John Adams has to be a favorite here coming down the stretch of this race. So watch for the 84 to be strong as he comes down to the attention of his crew.
Yeah, usually guys who are strong at Pocono are pretty strong at Indy, so we'll see if that works out here. Remember, folks, if you like what you see, you too can be a NASCAR driver. Go over to iRacing.com, and new members right now can get 50% off of any membership they choose to join with. So 50% off of your iRacing membership if you're a new member right now.
The 21 of John Gorlinski is right on the back of Ray Alfala, so if something happens, Nim, that the caution flag does come out, he would be your lucky dog at this point and trapping Mike Conti 2 laps down. So maybe this is a strategy move here. No, Gorlinski going to go back underneath the 2 of Ray Alfala. I was thinking it might be something to keep that Mike Conti machine a lap down, but it looks like he's going to go back, and now Adams in that lucky dog spot.
Yeah, now that Ray's going to start putting some laps on people, that's bad news for Conti. Because there are going to be more cars a lap down, more people in line for that lucky dog. Conti had to join the track after he got his connection due, so he's not up there in a position that's close to being behind Alfala. He's quite a ways back through the field, so some bad luck early on from Conti.
So Ray Alfala continues to lead. It's 4.6 seconds between himself and Kevin King. Robert Hall runs in position number 3 as you see Josh Berry coming off of pit road in the 72. So drivers at the back of the field beginning to make their pit stops here. Robert Hall in 3rd, Ottinger 4th, and Patrick Baldwin has made his way up to position number 5.
Looking at the battle with Brad Davies right there and the 55 car of Schoenberg. Good pack going in corner number 3 there. Nobody making a move yet, but the 11 car of Brad Davies up to 9th right now.
Yeah, Davies closing in on this battle, trying to make up a couple of more spots possibly before his green flag pit stop here this evening. And he's got a couple of strong competitors in front of him. His teammate Chris Main, Carson McClellan, and Brian Schoenberg, who currently runs in position number 6, as here comes the 38 of Chris Main onto pit road.
Lap number 29, start of 30 for pit stop for Chris Main, so he'll be able to go to lap 60, and that'll give him a good 20-lap run to the end. So the guys pitting now will probably be looking to have a shorter stint at the end of the race and have good tires for the end of the race if we go green from here, as we see Karlovich looking to the inside of Overland coming off corner number 2.
Karlovich going to look underneath the number 47 down the straightaway as Marcus Lindsay comes off pit road. A little bit of a block back there I think I saw between Warren and maybe Charles Cosper in the 03. So I'm not sure what was going on back there. Caught that out of the corner of my eye as Overland continues to defend on the 60.
Yeah, side-by-side race. You see these guys are on older tires now, and they're really trying to be careful with each other. Overland trying to race hard up in the outside groove there. The one car right behind him, he has fresh tires on, and he wants to get around these guys. And even with fresh tires, if you don't get a good run off of the corner, you're not going to be able to make a move down the straightaway. And right now, Lindsay's going to have to back off a little bit so he can get a good run through the corner and get momentum down the next straightaway.
Robert Hall is on pit road as Karlovich continues to hang on to this battle over the 47 of Chris Overland. It was close there as the one car is in the wall. Marcus Lindsay just behind this battle.
Yeah, he went down in corner number 1, and he had to check up the guys on slower tires, and he got out of shape, and that shot him up the track, and he hit the wall with the right side of the car pretty hard.
Tough break for Marcus Lindsay, who, as you mentioned him, just came off pit road. As you watch the 60 and 47 once again go at it. Here comes the 16 now of Lewandowski. Lewandowski going to try to make up a spot here, as I believe Kevin King and Nick Ottinger are going to come onto pit road here. And here comes the 05 following the number 29. Has to wiggle that car to get her down into pit road speed. 46 following him too.
When you get fresh tires on, you're so fast, and a race car driver's mentality is to go fast and go as fast as you can to pass these people. And you really got to be patient with this track, because even though it's wide, you have all this room, it's really not. The groove is very thin through these corners, and you have to time your runs and your momentum so you can get a good run off the corner, make your passes down straightaway. We saw Lindsay back there get in trouble. He has fresh tires on and a lot more speed than these other cars, and now those fresh tires are, his car is messed up a little bit just because of that mistake.
And he had a solid season in the 2011 Pro Series, but Marcus Lindsay right now not having a good go of it in this NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship. Ray Alfalla continues to lead. He just completed lap number 32 as Patrick Baldwin now runs in second, and he is coming down pit road along with Brian Schoenberg. Looks like Jason Karlovich and Thomas Lewandowski and Alex Warren. 5 cars in the top 10 on pit road.
Yeah, Alfalla now a 10-second lead over Brad Davies as Robert Hall moves around. Alfalla going down the back straight away. Alfalla probably trying to stay out as long as he can, and since he was dominant early on in the stint, you know, some guys are going to make up some time on him right now, but he doesn't want to get caught out by a caution, so he's going to stay out as long as he can. And if anybody is out there saving fuel or doing anything like that, you got to think it might be, who do you think it would be there, Tim?
I'm not quite sure on that. It looks like Ray Alfalla is going to throw away any fuel-saving strategy from now, as the leader is now on pit road in the Pro Geek Consulting Chevrolet Impala. Just in front of him, Brandon Bookberger, who I believe was about to go a lap down on the racetrack under green, is on pit road. Brad Davies is going to follow the leader down, and Chris Overland is going to do so as well. Charles Cosper, and it looks like your top 4, Josh Lawton, is still on the racetrack, but it looks like he's going to come down pit road in the C2C number 40.
Usually the last car to make a pit stop, as we've seen before, especially at Vegas, is the Jake Sturgis car, number 41. He's usually got the best fuel mileage of anybody out there.
So Alfalla getting service to his race car. 2 right side tires going on, waiting for the left hand side to pop up as well. There it is, 4 tires for the 2 of Ray Alfalla. He should be down and away momentarily. 12.5 seconds, really quick stop for the Pro Geek Chevrolet.
Kevin King had an 11.5 second pit stop, the fastest of what we've seen so far. So King pitting a little bit earlier there. We'll see if he is able to gain any time on Alfalla through these pit stop cycles.
So we work the first green flag cycle of pit stops here. Lap number 34 being worked on the board as the 2 comes out. And look who is in front of him right now. Mike Conti in the number 5.
Yeah, now remember too, Conti is doesn't have good tires on his car. He's going to have to pit here. He's off cycle, so he's moving to the inside and actually coming down pit road now. So Conti will make his pit stop, unable to get that caution he wanted while those pit stop cycles were going on.
So it looks like everything will cycle through with Ray Alfalla leading the field once again. Kevin King closed in a bunch there. It's 2.9 seconds between your top 2. It was over 4. So Kevin King did a great job on pit road.
Yeah, we documented earlier that 11.5 second pit stop. That his crew certainly helped him out on that. He was able to get into the pits and off the pits very, very fast also. And that's one of the most important things of doing these pit stops, Tim. You have to get in fast and then get off of around the apron and back onto the track as fast as possible. As a number of these drivers have very good pit stops in their pit stalls, but they can lose seconds on the track as they're coming into the pits and out of the pits. And these guys, as much as they practice their line around the track, they have to practice making good pit stops too, getting in and getting out as quick as possible.
So Kevin King comes by this time by, and we'll see what the difference is between your top 2. This time by, it's 3.5 seconds. So Ray Alfalla looks like he's slightly digging on the new tires right now on the number 2. John Adams runs in position number 3 with Robert Hall just behind him. John Gorlinski completes your top 5 after pit stops with Ottinger. Davies, look at Davies in position number 7 now. Chris Main in 8, Baldwin in 9th, and Brian Schoenberg completing your top 10 here.
Davies' last lap at 52.548 seconds, and compare that to your leaders, Ray Alfalla's last lap at 52.496 second lap. So Davies very quick, maybe the second quickest car here amongst the top 10, but he's still got a long way to go. He's 8.7 seconds behind your leader, but he may be one of the quickest cars on the track right now.
Yeah, he's closing in on Nick Ottinger in the 05 car, so that's going to be a battle for 6 before we know it. 8 seconds behind, though, 8.7 seconds. Mark that this time by as Brad Davies is closing in on the drivers in front of him, and he closed in by 3/1000ths of a second on Ray Alfalla that time. So if this thing goes green to checkered, I don't know if Davies is going to catch Ray Alfalla, but it would make a good story, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Brad Davies, we were talking before he's won two the 2 races here prior to this event the past 2 seasons, and we were talking maybe he doesn't really have a chance this year because he hasn't been really running good, but he is putting it together here today and having a really good run.
11 underneath number 22 for the position as Brad Davies picks that one up on Gorlinski, and now he chases down Ottinger. That would be the battle for position number 5 here, Nim, as Ottinger and Davies come up at a 4.
You know, we saw Gorlinski having a really good run early on, and he was the first car to make a pit stop to get fresh tires. And what we see now is that Gorlinski is out there on old tires and losing a lot of spots to this race, now falling back to 7th position when he was running in the top 5 earlier on. So you can see noticeably that Gorlinski is well off the pace. And you know, Tim, sometimes drivers who make early pit stops, that's a sign that the car is not working well through the later laps. So Gorlinski struggling here as the green flag run goes.
So Brad Davies runs in on Nick Ottinger in the number 05 for position number 5. That's the closest battle on the racetrack right now up in front. Looking back here, it looks like Lewandowski just picked up a spot on Josh Berry for position number 12. As they continue to race here, we've gone the first 38 laps of this race, consecutive green.
Down the front straightaway, it looked like Brad Davies making a challenge on the 05 car, Nick Ottinger. He's got to fall back in line going into corner number 1 as he can't make the move this time. But going through 1, he closes up on Ottinger again. Maybe he'll get a run down the back straightaway.
Fantastic battle here as now John Adams is in this battle. Davies to the inside of the 05. 05 looking to the inside of the 84. Great racing here on lap number 39 as Brad Davies continues to make a miraculous run to the front of this field.
05 car up on the 84 car. He's right there and challenging the 84. You can't, when you go into these corners, you can't be real close to the car in front of you, because if you're really close to the car in front of you, you can't make a run going down the straightaway or coming off the corner, so you're not going to be able to make a pass. As we see the 84 car, he's going to move over. He's going to let Ottinger take that position this time by. So when you want to make a pass on the car in front of you, you actually have to give him a little bit of room so you can build up momentum through the corner and make a pass down the long straightaway.
Davies makes up 1 on Adams, as you mentioned, setting him up down the straightaway. And now Nick Ottinger in the 05. I don't know if he was saving something, but it looks like the 11 car, looks like the 05 is pulling away a little bit from the 11 car. This time buying him halfway, and Ray Alfala continuing to put on a show out in front. Going to be over 4.5 seconds at the halfway point.
Yeah, Ray dominating this race early on. And that's bad news for Conti, because Conti had some connection issues, and that lost him 2 laps in the race, and that could be your championship right there. But we still got 40 laps to go, and a lot can happen. Right now, Ray out front, Conti's in last. To see in front of the 11 car, the 05 car of Nick Ottinger having some connection issues right now, blinking a little bit through corner number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. So possible connection issue for Ottinger. He's going to have to worry about 9.5 seconds behind your leader, Brad Davies, right on his tail.
So Davies continues to move right now, currently in position number 5. Just in front of him, it's Nick Ottinger in the 05. Who sits 9.5 seconds behind your leader, Ray Alfala. Alfala has completed lap number 41 as maybe stretching it out a little bit here to go the distance on fuel. I know we've been following Twitter a little bit, and I believe I just got a tweet here from JDR Graphics asking me if I can buy him a new calculator. A brick just fell on his while on the pit box, so I don't know, we might need to get JD a new calculator.
You see Davies coming up on the lap car. He looks to the inside of Ottinger. He's not close enough to make a move, though. He's trying to worry Ottinger a little bit, maybe trying to get some air to that radiator, but he's got to be careful of that lap car as the lap car lets off going into corner number 3. Davies right up to the back bumper of Ottinger.
And just in front of them, it looks like they may be reeling in Robert Hall as well. So this might become a battle for third before long here, Nim, as the 05 and the 11 continue to close in.
Yeah, and right behind them, Patrick Baldwin trying to make a challenge on John Adams coming off of the corner number 4 that last time by. Baldwin got a little bit of the wall as they came off before and down the front straightaway, and he'll have to gather himself back up before he can make that challenge again.
So 4.9 seconds here now, Nim, between Ray Alfala and Kevin King, as it's another 5 seconds back to Robert Hall running in position number 3, and he's about to have a battle on his hands. Just out of the corner of my eye, I see Patrick Baldwin closing in on John Adams as well. Adams trying to hold on to 6th.
Yeah, Adams in 6th place, doing a good job. He's falling back right now. He pitted a little earlier, so his tires aren't quite as good as some of these guys. So when they come up and challenge him, Adams has kind of been letting them go, trying to stay in there until his next pit stop, working lap number 44 right now. His next pit stop coming somewhere probably between lap 50, 55 to 60.
Just behind that battle there, Gorlinski and Chris Main also battling. So 2 JRM teammates in positions number 8 and 9 right now. So those guys are going at it for positions as well. And that's what we're seeing around this racetrack right now. 2 to 3 car battles as everybody has really found a place to run right now. And I know Cale Gale's watching us here this evening. And we were going to bring him in on the first caution here and in. But you know what? There might not be a caution flag with the way these guys are running.
Yeah, everybody's being real calm. You know, it's like I said before, it's a finesse type track. You get into your rhythm here, and you know you got to set up your passes. So you're not really running side by side a whole lot, but you're setting each other up through the corners and down the straightaways, and everybody working real well together right now.
You look at Ray Alfala, number 2, Progi Consulting Chevrolet Impala, who continues to tack on some to his lead right now. Nim, 5.2 seconds.
Yeah, 5.2 seconds. Baldwin just took that 6th position from John Adams. That battle, 11.7 seconds behind your leader right now. Adams falling back a little bit and Baldwin moving forward.
So as we run on lap number 45, the 52 picks up a spot. Sim Chassis right now, positions 2, 3, 6, and 11 right now. So Carson McClellan looking to pick up his game, but Sim Chassis running well once again.
Yeah, those guys have been running good through this season, doing a really good job. It takes a lot of time to work on these setups, and that team has gelled really nicely where they're working together, working well together all week long, getting good setups under their cars so they can have some good races here in the NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship.
Continuing to work here on lap number 46 as just past the halfway point in this race, the racing continues to go on. Once again, as we mentioned before, if you're wanting to join in the conversation, hashtag Brickyard NiSWC here this evening. I know JDR Graphics, Byron Daly is out there as well, doing a little bit of tweeting. I don't know how much tweeting he's doing right now from in the car as he's running around here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But so far, Byron Daly, I'm looking for Byron through the field right now, running in position number 18, so I'm sure he wants a little bit more of the 91.
Here on the roof of Chris Main as he comes down the front straightaway, looking to the inside of Gorlinski. Main not able to make a challenge this time by, but Gorlinski, remember, he's on a little bit older tires as he pitted around lap number 25, about 22 laps to go from here, so maybe Gorlinski looking to pit here in about 3 or 4 laps.
Vinny Sansone goes 1 lap down to your leader, Ray Alfala. We have 29 drivers in the lead lap right now here. Nim Sansone now 1 lap down. Brandon Bookberger 1 lap down. Michael J. Johnson 1 lap down. Gilliland and Mike Conti are now 2 laps down apiece as we continue to work green here on lap number 47. 47 complete right here for the 2.
Every car that started the race is still running. Conte had some issues early on with his connection. That's why he's 2 laps down. Looks like Gilliland is losing a couple of laps right now. Adam Gilliland in the 34th spot. Michael J. Johnson, remember, spun off of corner number 4, did not bring a caution out as he spun down pit road and was able to keep the track clear. But those 3 cars having some problems.
The 05 of Ottinger continues to have Brad Davies behind him as it looks like Josh Connors. Oh, that might be Adam Gilliland. Adam Gilliland in the number 81 coming off of pit road right now. So many green and black cars in this racetrack here, and the 81 and Gilliland coming off pit road.
Yellow flag is out.
Yeah, it looks like Gilliland's going to... Oh, we do have a caution on the track.
17 of Brandon Bookberger around, and Jason Karlovich involved in this one as well. Bookberger up against the wall on the outside. The JDR Graphics Chevrolet will get going again, but we will see caution for the first time this evening on lap 47.
Yeah, it looks like the 17 car Bushberger got loose coming off of corner number 2. He lost it, and Karlovich had nowhere to go.
Tough break for Jason Karlovich, who was running in the top 15 at the first part of this event, so he'll have to see what he has down on pit road. The 17 looks doesn't look good from this vantage point.
Yeah, he's been struggling all race long. He actually was a lap down, raced a lap down, and he hasn't had a good setup under that car all night long, and lost it coming off corner number 2 there. And Karlovich was to his right, and when the 17 spun back to the right, Karlovich had nowhere to go.
So your leader that had over I think it was close to a 5-second advantage here, Nim, was Ray Alfala, and now that goes to about a 1/10 of a second over Kevin King, Robert Hall, Nick Ottinger, and Brad Davies, your top 5.
Everybody who pits now will be able to go the rest of the way, as these cars can make it on fuel from here. So we might be making it a long green 30-lap run to the finish, or, Tim, as we've seen before, the cautions sometimes breed cautions, and I think the second half of this race might have a totally different look than the first half.
Here comes Ray Alfala, and here comes the field onto pit road on lap number 49 with 31 laps to go. Here comes the field onto pit road.
Alfala leads him down. He's got about 2 car lengths on Kevin King. Brad Davies looking to pick up some spots. He'll pit in the back of the field here as he goes in the pits, but we'll see. 4 tires probably for everybody, wouldn't you think, Tim?
Yeah, I think that's probably the case in case we do go green flag racing the rest of the way. These guys should be taking 4 tires and fuel unless somebody wants to gamble on possibly us stacking them up on a couple of cautions here. Alfala and the rest of the field up in front going to take 2 right sides.
Yeah, it looks like everybody up front taking 4 tires. I don't see anybody speeding by, so most everybody probably take 4 tires here this time by.
So Ray Alfala going to win the race off pit road. Kevin King off in second. Robert Hall, Ottinger, and Davies completes your top 5 off pit road, as it looks like everybody's come off fairly clean here.
This will be this is a good thing for the 11 car, as he was coming on early, and now that gap that he had will close down. So the 11 car, Brad Davies, will be able to make a challenge and see if he does have anything for Alfala now.
So as we work caution on lap number 50, let's see if we can't get a hold of Cale Gale here now. Cale, I know you've been watching this race so far. 50 laps, what are you thinking?
All right, Alfala tonight, guys.
It's all Ray Alfala, but Nick Ottinger back there in position number 4. I've been talking about Nick at the start of this show. He's really put on a fantastic season so far.
Yeah, he has. I mean, all the guys really have. I mean, I haven't been able to watch every race. I know Nick's won a few races, and obviously Ray's won a few races, and I think Kevin King's won a few races. So all the guys running up front have been competitive all year, and it's always a fun series to watch when I can.
Now, when you look over this field, we're going to have less than 30 laps to go. Do you think we're going to see green flag racing? We're going to see a couple of cautions here on these restarts.
Well, based on the first half of the race, I think everybody was a little bit patient there, and obviously got a lot of green flag running in. So it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out here. Nonetheless, I think Ray's done his homework and obviously has got the best car. And I think Kevin and Robert Hall and all those guys have good cars too. But I think it's all Ray tonight.
Now, I know you've been busy with the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series ride, but getting back on iRacing here, how much iRacing have you done since the start of the season?
I really haven't done a whole lot. You know, I try to get on here at least a couple times a week. Honestly, I've just been using it, just running the truck at whatever track I'm going to, and try to get in some laps by myself, just to refamiliarize myself with the racetracks and such. And obviously, I've never been to Pocono before, so with the new surface and stuff at the actual racetrack, a little different what it is on iRacing. But I've been practicing there a little bit, so just using it right now to prepare pretty much for actual racing as much as I can.
And you've been known to do some special events in the past as well. I know the late model championships you were involved in and finished up at the front of that one, and also the iRacing Pro Racer Champions. I asked Joey Logano on the weekend, who was up for the IWK 250 at Riverside, whether he was going to come back into the iRacing Pro Racer Champions. Maybe this is a shot in the arm to Tony Gardner. Are you going to come back if they do this again?
Oh, most definitely. You know, I had a lot of fun doing that. That was fun to be a part of. Everybody knows on iRacing, I don't spend too much time road racing, so maybe I'll get a little bit more prepared for it this time. For when we go and doing the left and right, maybe I'll be a little bit more prepared next time. But I definitely would do it again for sure.
I see Nick going down on the access road here under caution. Maybe he can teach us some left and right hand turns.
Yeah. I think I was surprised to see the full field was not there tonight. I don't know if everybody's taking a little break mid-season here, but hopefully the field will pick back up. I know, you know, obviously the Pro Series is coming back up again, which is always cool to watch and see the new and upcomers of DWC for next season. And like I said, the way iRacing does everything is really cool. I think it takes a lot of work to be in DWC, but it can be a lot of fun at the same time. So it's really cool to see and watch.
Lights are out next time by. We're going green. I have to ask you about Mike Conti before I let you go. 15-year-old kid coming up through the ranks. You know how much dedication it takes to get into this NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship. How about the young kid Mike Conti running second in points?
That's pretty amazing. You know, I mean, you look at the guys that he's competing against, and most of the fans don't understand, you know, what really sim racing is all about. But the Ray Alfalas, the Kevin Kings, the Brad Davies, these guys have been around forever, and they've always been the top of the sim racing world. And a lot of people in iRacing don't understand how much experience they got. And to see Nick Ottinger and obviously Michael Conti and, you know, some of the younger kids that, you know, wasn't even as of age as a lot of these guys, how long they've been sim racing, to see them go out there and compete and then run door to door with them is pretty cool. It's just like real racing. You see the up and comers run and compete against the veterans, and like I said, it's pretty amazing.
And that's Cale Gale. Cale, we wish you all the best in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Go out and get us a win, will you?
We'll do our best. Appreciate you having us on tonight, and I'm cheering for Nick Ottinger in that Ream 05 Chevrolet here at the last little bit. I don't know if he's got enough for him tonight, but I know he's going to give it his best.
And Nick right now will roll off from position number 4. Watch that 05 as he comes on the second half of this race. Lap number 52 going to be completed this time by, as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Ray Alfala is your leader. Kevin King to the outside runs in position number 2. Robert Hall, Brad Davies, Nick Ottinger, your top 5. The last time by, I believe Ottinger going to be on the outside as the scoring will update this time by. Pace car is in, and Ray Alfala going to lead this field down to green. Hammer down. We're back underway for the first restart of this race at Indy.
Ray gets a good jump going down in the corner number 1 this time. John Adams, and we'll have to back off with Kevin King. A little bit of a slow start, but able to follow in the second place right there.
Ottinger fighting on the outside of Robert Hall, the 05, looking to pick up position number 3 here, but he's got to be careful. Here comes Brad Davies, the number 11, looking to stick the nose in there and looking to continue his charge towards the front of this field.
This is a prime time to try to make a pass. You see going down the back straightaway, a lot of blocking going on. Some cars down there close to the grass, but everybody's grouped up here, and if somebody loses momentum, you can gain a lot of spots here on these restarts.
52 and 21 was pretty exciting there down the back straightaway. You talked about those guys throwing blocks, and there was a couple of blocks being thrown around Patrick Baldwin and John Gorlinski and Chris Mayne, as Chris Mayne is now side by side with Pat Baldwin. Oh, Baldwin going to try to do it again. He almost paid the price for it as the 21 is down on the inside, 3 wide.
Yeah, he's down on the inside. Gorlinski will stick his nose in anywhere, as he's known to be doing that, but backs off a little bit right there, able to pick up the 1 spot on Chris Mayne, as now Carson McClellan makes his way through. But you look back here on the 21 car of Gorlinski, he's able to pick up that 1 position on Mayne.
And now 46 looks to the inside, or 46 checked that on the outside of the 38 of Chris Mayne, as Chris Mayne tries to pick up 1 spot here on Carson McClellan in the number 46. Chris Overland back there and Charles Cosper going at it, and they must have had a magnet on each other so far here, Nim, as they almost make contact back there for that position, but they've been together for a couple of laps here, I believe.
Yeah, everybody's still side by side trying to get sorted out. Guys trying to pick up a couple positions here. And you know, Tim, it was nice to see Cale Gale on here talking to us. And that's one thing about iRacing, is you can be on the service of racing anywhere, and you could be racing with real drivers all the time. And it happens quite often here at iRacing. As Cale talked, he races on here a couple times a week, and a number of other NASCAR drivers, IZOD IndyCar drivers, sports car drivers, all kinds of real-world professional drivers here on iRacing.com, racing with everybody else all week long.
0347 continue to go at it. 72 going to look at that battle. The 9 of Thomas Hazard starting to make his way to the front of the field as well. Close quarters back here for that position. Oh, and the 72 is blown up.
Yeah, the 72, maybe too much tape on that car. A lot of smoke pouring from the back of his car now as he makes his way down to the inside and onto the apron of the track.
Could he have possibly gone from 25 to 50 or 50 to 75 on that last pit stop, thinking that he may have been able to make it?
Usually tape is really the only thing that's going to blow up the engine in these cars, you know, overheating your engine, and he probably did. He probably put too much tape on and thought he might give it a go, but it didn't work out.
33 of Brian Blackford to the inside of the 98 and 41. Oh boy, they make it work through corner number 1, and I'm not sure how quite they did that. The Simplex Media Solutions, number 33 of Blackford, is going to pick up 2 spots here. Great move by the 33.
Yeah, a lot of give and take back there, but you see they lost a lot of momentum, and the cars behind them actually got really good runs, and now that even creates for more side-by-side action down the back straightaway.
What a mess back here for position number 20 or so, Justin Thompson, and now the number 60, Jason Karlovich, trying to rebound from that wreck to the inside, and here comes the Poltergoose, Josh Connors in the Ultra 4 Sim, Tim's Corner Motorsports, number 15 to the inside of the number 98.
Yep, Connors down on the inside of the 98. He looks like he's going to have position as they go down the front straightaway, real long front straightaway, down past the scoring pylon, and into corner number 1, the outside car. They're not giving up position, still side by side through 1 and 2.
Side by side as Brian Blackford tries to pick up the spot on the number 40 car as you battle with the 11 and 30. That is the battle for position number 3 as the 11 closes in. Just behind them, Patrick Baldwin makes up a spot on John Adams.
Looking at John Adams right now as he has the 52 car Patrick Baldwin right in front of him. Gorlinski right behind him. 52 car may have scraped the wall there a little bit coming off corner number 4. Adams not able to get so much of a run down the front straight. He's looking, but he's not going to be able to make a challenge.
Keeping a half eye on that 11 and 30 battle as well as Brad Davies trying to move up to position number 3 as Davies on a mission in this event as he is closing in on the 23 lap to go mark. We had 23 laps to go that time by, and Davies looking out to the inside of Robert Hall. It's not going to be long before Brad Davies is possibly up there with Ray Alfala.
Yeah, 1.3 seconds behind Alfala right now. He's got Gorlinski in front of him. Gorlinski's not going to give up that position easily as they head through the north portion of the racetrack, but Brad Davies backing off just a little bit right there, trying to build up momentum so he can get a good run down the front straightaway.
Nick Ottinger now under pressure as well from Patrick Baldwin. It looks like the 05 is falling back a little bit, but we've seen it on the long run, Nim. It looks like the 05 just a titch better on the long run than he is on the short run. So watch the 05 as this race goes green the rest of the way. The 05 might be one to watch for at least a solid top 5 finish.
Yeah, no doubt. Ottinger has been there all year long. He's got good stable setups, good on the long green flag runs. So Ray, about half a 6/10 of a second last time by over Kevin King, maybe stretching it out just a little bit on this lap.
Kevin King in position number 2 right now, closing in on Ray Alfala, or attempting to close in on Ray Alfala. We'll see what the gap is this time by, but Alfala continuing to put up a blistering pace up in front of this field. The battle is continuing to be for third as Davies is there on Robert Hall. It's now 7/10 of a second. Ray Alfala tacked on another 10th.
Yep, 204 mile an hour as they head down in the corner number 4 that time. 170 off the corner, down to 204 mile an hour going into the corners. That's why these guys are using up a lot of tires going through into these corners and coming off, and that's why you have to have a really good setup under the car as they come down the back straightaway. The 11 car of Brad Davies trying to get a run on Robert Hall, but still a couple car lengths off, not able to make it happen this time.
You look back to Brad Davies in the number 11, the Real Tree Chevrolet Impala, filling up the rear view of the number 30 of Robert Hall. As we go down the front straightaway this time by, they will come to 20 laps to go as the 11 pokes the nose down to the inside of the number 30. Nothing doing here.
Yeah, the 11 car was too close to the 30 as they came off the corner that time. He had a run, but he's not able to make it happen through the coming off the corner. As you see, the 11 closes in on the 30 going in there. He's got to get back from him a little bit, and he has to build up that momentum as they come off the corner and get that run down the straightaway. It's so hard to do, but you can't be right on the bumper of somebody as you come off the corner.
Single file racing through most of the field right now, trying to go back here and find a decent battle, and it looks like right now a lot of these guys finding a place to race. The 15 and 5 are side by side, but of course that is not for position, as Michael Conti is now the first driver 1 lap down, so he is banking on a caution. He needs a caution, does Mike Conti in the 5.
Yeah, Conti was able to pick up 1 lap on that last caution. He does need one more. He gets one more caution here, Tim, and he's back in the show.
And preferably sooner rather than later, Nim, because if he gets a caution, let's say right now, then he has 20-something laps, or less than 20 laps, I'd say probably about 16 laps or so, to gain some positions on the rest of the field. Right now, he does not have that time. Time not working on his side right now. He's in front of Josh Connors. Connors is in P24 right now.
Yeah, he's going to definitely need some time to make that work for him. He's got to pass these cars. He can't just get the lap back and stay back there. He's got to pass these cars. So you're right, Tim. He needs time, and he needs a caution as soon as possible.
So right now, the biggest benefactor here from all this could very well be the number 05 of Nick Ottinger. Ottinger runs in position number 5 right now, as the 55 and 82 are going side by side for position. I do believe no single file back there. I did see the 40 back there, Josh Lawton, about to lose a position to the 39 of Michael J. Johnson. That is for a position, but now here comes the 5 on the number 40, trying to make up some track position.
You see the 82 of Alex Warren. He was your Pro Series champion last year, the last fall season. And the 55 car, as they come off of corner number 2 here, the 82 trying to get a run right out to the wall, maybe even scraping a little bit there coming off the corner. Don't forget, new members, if you want to be a NASCAR driver and you want to race against real drivers like Cale Gale and the rest of the drivers you see here on iRacing, the NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship. Right now, we're running a special offer for new members, 50% off of any subscription you purchase.
'03 and 47 continue their battle for position as Charles Cosper and Chris Overland do battle. It looks like Cosper has the spot at the line, and it looks like he'll take it back over, but I'm sure Overland will not let him have it easy.
Now, Overland's a tough driver out here. He always wants any position he can get. He'll race you very clean, though. He'll race you hard and clean, but right now, not able to hold off the challenges of Cosper.
So now Cosper begins to pull away a little bit from that battle. As looking back here, I do believe Byron Daly starting to move his way through the field. Thomas Hazard sits in position number 16 just in front of them. And it's now a side-by-side battle, 89-99. It's The French Connection Cyril Nussbaum making the pass on the Viper. Landon Harrison now looking back underneath, crossover move for the ETV Viper Technologies. Number 89 the MBD Simplex Media Solutions. 99 to the outside. Fantastic battle back here for position number 18.
Yeah, right behind him, it looks like Karlovich looking to the inside of Blackfoot. That's not happening. When you're pinched down to the inside, you're running side by side through these corners. If your car is just a little bit loose, it's really scary to be down there pinched on the inside. You got the air being taken off of the rear of your car, and you can really spin it around if you're not too careful coming off these corners. And that allowed Nussbaum right there to keep the momentum on the high side.
Ray beginning to start to turn up the wick a little bit here. 1.2 seconds the last time by on Kevin King, as looks like the most impressive battle right now on this racetrack is that battle back there around the 99, 89, 33 and 60. It's cooled down just a little bit, Nim, but I say just a little bit. I'm sure it'll heat up here in any moment.
Yeah, Davies not able to make his way around the hall right there. He really needed to get around as early as possible if he was going to make a challenge to Ray. But Robert Hall running too quick for him right now. Brad Davies doing a great job coming from the rear of the field up to the 4th position, but not able to go forward from there.
.33 and 89 are now side by side as Landon Harrison is slithering his way to the back of this 4-car pack right now as the 60 Karlovich also makes a move. It looks like the 89 of Landon Harrison skating around on ice skates right now. It doesn't look very good for that number 89. Looks like he's searching for some grip.
Yeah, we got some reports that maybe he scraped the wall coming off a 4 last time by. That's certainly not going to help with the aerodynamics of this car, and certainly not going to help him with grip.
So lap 66 will be on the board this time by as Ray Alfala continues to lead and stretching out the gap right now as Blackford nearly puts the 60 down into the wall. A little bit of a block there on the front straightaway.
Looking at Ray Alfala right now, 1.4 second lead out over Kevin King. Ray making his way down the back straightaway, upwards of 204, 205 mile an hour as he hits down in the corner number 3 there. Kevin King right behind him. Last time by for Ray, 53.5 second lap. Kevin King's last lap, 53.5 seconds also. King right there with Alfala, but Alfala able to stretch out that lead just a little bit over time.
So this is where you really have to start putting laps up on the board in order to put anything up for the positions in front of you or the positions that are around you right now. And albeit it might be a little bit hard right now, Nim, because we are so far into a run, and we're going to be so far into a run when we take the checkered flag. You really have to start putting something up on the board if you want to be up in the top 5 or up in the top 10 before this race is over.
Yeah, next time by we're going to have 12 laps to go. We're right there at the end. If you want to make a move, you probably already started it by now. Well, most likely where you're at is as good as you are. And like we see at Davies right now, he might be a little bit better than Robert Hall, who's in front of him right now. But Hall is getting off of the corners a lot better than Davies is, and Davies is not able to make that position. So right now, you know, everybody's in position to trying to do the best they can, but they're probably where they can be.
Looking at the 11 of Brad Davies right now as Davies trying to close in on Robert Hall and trying to make something happen here. It looks like he got a great corner entry here, Nim. See if he can do anything in corner number 1 or off corner number 1 as you look from the roof of the number 11. Looks like Kevin King is getting a little bit bigger in the windshield.
Yeah, you're getting stretching out just a little bit right there. 1.7 seconds back to Ray. But only half a second back to Hall right now. Davies trying to make it happen though.
If Davies can turn up the wick just a little bit here, he can easily be in position number 2 before the end of this race. And I don't know if he can chase him down or not, but the number 11 of Brad Davies is going to be pretty good at the end of this one. Look at this battle right here that we're watching here, Nim. The 21, 46, 16, and 55 going at it.
Yeah, these guys are a little bit heated with talking up to their spotters there a little bit. The 21 car looking underneath off of corner number 2. He looked underneath the Chris Main that last time by. The 46 got a run, and the 46 got blocked down to the grass just about, and the 46 car of Carson McClellan had some words for the other guys who were blocking him going down the back straightaway.
This could very well get exciting, and this could very well be the caution that Michael Conti needed if this continues up here. It's the 16 of Thomas Lewandowski to the inside now, the 46 of Carson McClellan. He had a little bit of a bobble off corner number 2, but it must have been a good bobble, as he's looking like he's going to pick up at the spot here.
Yeah, Lewandowski gets beat by the 46 car. These guys have been battling out. None of them like to be passed, and like I said, they're getting down to the end of the race. 10 laps to go this time by, and this is probably the best battle on the racetrack, and it's a battle for the 8th through about the 12th position, and battling real hard as McClellan gets a little piece of the wall coming off corner number 4, trying to get the best run he can.
52 and 05 are going at it. The 52 of Patrick Baldwin to the inside of the 05. And the 05 not giving him a whole lot of room to operate, as it looks like Mike Conti just came off pit road in the 5 car. But once again, the 05 not giving the 52 a whole lot of room to the inside.
No, he's not. 52 car definitely had position to the inside, and the 05 car just right, it was peeling the paint off of his right rear fender. He's got to be real careful of that, because one wrong move could end a really good race, in just an instant here at the end of this race. A touch to your left rear tire will send you around real quick.
And those two drivers are top 5 in the point standings right now, and they are battling for position number 5 on the racetrack. So they really need to watch themselves to see what happens here as we come down this time by 9 to go.
Yeah, you don't want to give up position, but you don't want to ruin your whole race for that one position. It's 1 point, and you really got to look at the big picture from here.
And I'm sure Nick Ottinger, if you're sitting in his position with Mike Conti having the tough luck, he was not at the race at Daytona, was Nick Ottinger, so that's his drop right now, and he's been having a fantastic season so far, Nim. So Nick Ottinger really has a lot to gain here this evening, even with the top 5 run.
Yeah, definitely. You want the top 5 finish. It's a good race if you can get out of here with the top 5, especially as competitive as this race has been, as dominant as Ray been. And one thing, Ottinger's 3rd in points right now, with Conti having as many problems as he has back there in the 34th spot, wherever Conti is right now, 31st. Ottinger may be our 2nd in points by the end of this race.
And with Kevin King having a solid run, I don't think he can catch Mike Conti with this run, but he can very well close in a whole lot of points as Kevin King runs in second, 1.7 seconds behind your leader, Ray Alfalla. We have 8 laps to go right now, and it looks like Kevin King has lost another 10th on Ray Alfalla, but the battle for 3rd, Robert Hall and Brad Davies continuing to go at it.
Yeah, Davies getting into the corner. You see right there, Davies closes up on Hall as they go into the corner, but Hall has a great run off of the corner. And if you're running, you got to set up your car to do that here, Tim. If you get up off of the corner, down the long straightaway, there's nobody getting into the corner that's going to be able to challenge it, because they've got too much of a gap, as you see Davies does going in corner number 3. Davies closes it up, getting into the corner, but Hall just stretches it out coming off the corner.
Robert Hall trying to lock down position number 3, but he's had Brad Davies shadowing him since we dropped the green flag just past the lap 50 mark of this event. So far, only 1 caution and a fantastic show by these NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship. Really a showcase of what this series has to offer here.
Yeah, the best drivers on the service. 35,000 plus members here at iRacing.com. These are the best of the best. The top 34 cars, or the top 34 drivers on iRacing.com right now, running at the famed Brickyard Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 1 caution in the 80-lap race so far. We're working lap number 74. Just a few laps to go, and Ray Alfalla with a 1.9-second lead.
39 car is pitting. A couple of drivers at the back of the field deciding to come down pit road before this race is over, but I believe everybody up in front is here for the long run. Alfalla and King, 1.9 seconds that last time by. Hall, Davies, Ottinger, your top 5. As they come by this time, they will have 6 laps remaining.
Hall able to stretch out that couple car lengths, about 3 or 4 car lengths over over Davies, as they go down in the corner number 3. Ottinger, he's about 20-25 car lengths back from this battle. He's not going to be a factor, but Davies trying to do as much as he can. He started way in the back of this race and now up to the 4th position, but that looks like as far as he's going to be able to go.
Yeah, unless he gets a mistake out of the sim chassis drivers in front of him, I believe Brad Davies is going to be stuck in position number 4 with Nick Ottinger right now in 5th, and comfortably in position number 5 right now for Nick Ottinger. Ray Alfalla in the number 2 comes by this time by, and he will see 5 laps remaining here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
5 laps to go. Ray Alfala, 1 hour 11 minutes so far in this race is all it's taken. Ray has dominated this race. I believe he may have led every lap so far, so we'll have to check on that. But
I'm not sure if he lost the lead on that green flag exchange of pit stops, Nim, but I don't think he did. If that's the case, I believe he has led every single lap of this race. Michael J. Johnson has been black flagged by iRacing officials. I'm going to assume that was coming off of pit road and merging too soon onto the racetrack.
yeah, car terminal 1 of John Gorlinski's in trouble on the grass on the back straightaway. He got loose off of corner number 2, made a great save down the back straightaway, and was able to gather it back up.
These cars aren't meant for rallycross. There's no jump on the back straightaway, but John Gorlinski made a great save through that grass and had that car bumping up and down through that grass there. But John Gorlinski, great save for the number 21. Could have been a lot worse than it was.
Gorlinski now running. Actually, that last time by, Gorlinski was in the 10th position. I believe he will hold on to that 10th position, so he was able to hold on to those spots, not lose. Actually, back to 13th position. He did lose 3 spots on that little episode there.
Michael Conti came into this race second in the point standings. He is now shown as 2 laps down in position number 31. So Michael Conti standing to lose position number 2 in the standings here this evening at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tough break for the youngster after losing his internet connection to the server in the first 10 laps of this race. This time by 3 laps to go for the 2.
Yeah, Conte and a couple of those guys who stayed out so they could get a lap back, they had to make pit stops here on this green flag run, because they were, if you stay out and you get the wave around, you can't make a pit stop there. So Conte had to make a pit stop. That lost him that second lap again, and this is going to be a devastating finish for Michael Conte here as far as his points championship run is concerned.
Alfala leads by 2.3 seconds over Kevin King. King has a half second on Robert Hall, and Hall has put a little bit of distance between himself and Brad Davies, albeit only 2 car lengths between 3rd and 4th place. Nick Ottinger comfortably rides in position number 5 with Pat Baldwin, John Adams, Chris Mayne, Thomas Lewandowski, and Carson McClellan. Completing your top 10, that before 8th on back. Was close a couple of laps ago here and in, but it looks like it's fanned out just a little bit.
Yeah, everybody's stretched out. Everybody's kind of status quo the way they've been running. It's so hard with the aero effects on these cars to get real close. And when you do get a lot of cars together where momentum is broken and stuff like that, you're able to make some moves. But everybody kind of gets stretched out right now. No challenges going on.
The closest battle with 2 laps to go on this racetrack, Nim, is Justin Thompson and Chad Coleman. That's the 98 and 7 for position number 25. So it looks like we are going to see a green flag finish to this race. The 7 and 98 going at it, and the 7's going to go on the outside line of the 98 as they see 2 laps to go here right now. They're 28 seconds behind the leader, but it's about to be side by side there.
Yeah, the 98 car making it hard on the 7 car as he's making the 7 go around the outside of him, coming through corner number 1 and 2. But Coleman says, okay, I'll take that. He's up on the outside, side by side with the 98 right now, making it happen.
Great run for the GSRacing.net, Fast Track Sims, and Tim's Corner Motorsports number 7, trying to make one more position and get himself up into the top 25. White flag flies here for the 2 of Ray Alfala.
Ray on lap number 80. He's got a 2.4 second lead over Kevin King. No need to put some extra tape on that car. It's been working all day long, and no challenges for Ray Alfala. He is your 2011 NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship champion, and he's looking to make it happen here again this year in 2012, stretching out his point lead, and he may have it a good full race wrapped up by the time we get out of here today.
Ray Alfala continuing to pad that point lead, and he's going to do it here once again at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Up at a corner number 4, the Pro Geek Consulting Chevrolet Impala going to come across the yard of bricks this time by to the checkered flag, and Ray Alfala will win at the Brickyard. Kevin King comes home in position at number 2, Robert Hall in 3rd, Davies in 4th, and Nick Ottinger holds on to position number 5. Patrick Baldwin comes home in 6th, John Adams 7th, Chris Mayne in 8th, 9th is Thomas Lewandowski, and completing your top 10 is Carson McClelland.
Yeah, that might be a record race for everybody, guys. 1 hour and 17 minutes to complete 160 miles here and 80 laps at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but a really good job by these guys. Ray Alfalla, your winner here at the Brickyard.
And it looks like the 55 of Ryan Schoenberg has uncorked the motor at the finish. So, tough break for Brian Schoenberg. We're going to step away for just a few moments' time here as Ray Alfalla gets ready to light him up on the front straightaway. Alfalla is your winner. Don't go away. Top 5 post-race coming up here in just a few moments' time.
I'm here.
Welcome back to the NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship round at number 12 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Ray Alfalla leading every single lap here this evening to take the victory over Kevin King, Robert Hall, Brad Davies, and Nick Ottinger. Nim Cross has caught up with Ray Alfalla.
Ray, congratulations on your win here at the Brickyard. Big day for you. Stretched out your point lead over Conte as he had some computer problems or some kind of connection issue, which caught him way out, and this is a big day for you.
Yeah, man, big day indeed. This feels awesome. Last year I came close to winning this race and choked it away with 5 to go, and this year tried really hard to put down a good Q lap because I knew that was going to be very important. It's so hard to pass here, and got the pole and caution. Well, the single caution fell at the right moment. That's pretty much what had me worried. It was the yellows. If they fall in the wrong place, you can get you can get back there in traffic, and it's very difficult. But everything just went perfect tonight.
Ray, tell us about your domination of this race, and it seriously was a domination. As you led just about every lap. The only thing that we can see is maybe one lap led by maybe somebody else during that pit stop exchange. But you handled the field here. You're up top every week. Tell us why. I know you're not going to tell us any secrets or anything like that, but tell us how that happens.
Well, it's not without a lot of help. Tom Lewandowski made a really good setup. We were working all week on setups, and you jump back and forth between adjustments, and he came up with something that I was just really quick with, and I didn't even, when I tried it, I didn't even bother touching it because I knew that it really fit my driving style, whatever that is, really well. So you can't do it without help. And then when the race starts, you have a really good car, and it's all about not messing up. And here it's about hitting the apex 4 times a lap. And if you can do that, and if you can roll the corner really well, put the car in the right place, you'll pull away. And I was able to do that tonight.
Ray, your 4th win of the year. You've won a third of the races so far this year. You've passed your win total from last year, and you're well on your way to your 2nd championship. It's not over yet. You still got a ways to go. But tell us about your win here at the Brickyard. It's important to real-world drivers to win at Indianapolis. Is it the same for you?
Yeah, absolutely. In sim racing, this is probably the second biggest race for us. Behind the first race at Daytona. And I won at Daytona last year, so I got that off the bucket list, and then won at Darlington this year, which is another one of the tracks I really like to run well at. And getting a win here is huge.
Ray, you dominated this race. It was fun watching you because you are the man when it comes to NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship. Tell us who makes it happen for you. Tell us about your prospects for the next race.
Yeah, I got to thank ProKit Consulting. Thanks a lot, Matt Salo, for everything. JDR Graphics, JD Laird paints up great cars even though they don't line up. Just kidding. iRacing. Once again, all my teammates at Junior Motorsports. And next race is New Hampshire. Looking forward to the new build. I think the car will be driving better, hopefully. And I think it'll be a good race. Tonight was amazing. Only one yellow, and I thought, I haven't seen the race, obviously, but I'm pretty sure it was a good show.
Well, we still got 5 races to go, Ray. We look forward to seeing you at New Hampshire, and maybe somebody can challenge you there. We'll look forward to watching that. But congratulations on your win here at the Brickyard. We're going to send it over to Tim Terry with Kevin King.
Kevin King comes home with position number 2, and Kevin, solid second-place run here this evening, but Ray Alfalo is pretty strong.
Yeah, he was. I expected that much. We ran a race on Saturday, and I beat him by like 3 seconds, and I knew that probably wasn't a good idea. So coming into today, we knew that he was going to be fast, but we knew that also track position was going to be probably more key than speed alone, and he's always good to start up front. So it was good. Starting second, actually was within about a half tenth of my best lap for qualifying, so I was really excited about that. And I knew I had a car that could compete with everyone else. I just knew I'd be a little bit off of Ray, and if you're a little bit off at a track like Indy, you're just might as well just not really get on the gas, get off the corner. So congrats to him. He's a good guy. He deserves it, and it was fun.
You have to be pretty content with the points picture as well. Michael Conti had a bad race. Nick Ottinger finished a couple of positions behind you, so you gain points on Nick Ottinger. You have to be looking at that big picture coming down with 5 to go.
Yeah, I've been looking big picture ever since the first 3 weeks of the race, 3 weeks of the season. I've been having to climb back to where I am now, so I have no intentions of slowing down in terms of slacking or anything. I'm going to try as hard as I can, and I know the rest of the team is as well, because there's a few of us up there. We have Pat up there as well, so we want to get as many people in the top 10, top 5 as possible. But of course, if I can get a chance to make a run, of course I'm going to try. Ray's really good if no one knows, so it's going to be really hard unless he has some terrible luck, which I hope he doesn't have, because it's no fun beating people based off that. So top 2, top 3 would be awesome. Top 5 would be really, really cool considering my start, but we're definitely going to go ahead and keep chugging along.
We head to New Hampshire in 2 weeks' time, and you lost a heartbreaker in the Pro Series to Nick Ottinger at that racetrack. Can we get redemption in a couple of weeks and walk into victory lane?
Well, yeah, I'm a real good fan of Phoenix, and Phoenix to me drives a lot like New Hampshire, except for the groove is a lot higher. So I'm really good at these types of tracks. They kind of fit my style. So I'm really looking forward to running well there. Hopefully challenging for the win. Obviously he'll be good. Ray will be good. I'm sure Conti will come back, and the rest of the JRM guys and our guys will get up to speed as well. So it's easy to say I can go out there and lead every lap, but realistically, every time I go on the racetrack, every time I look at a schedule, I want to get a top 5, because if you hit a top 5 in this group, you're doing something right. And if you're at top 5 position, all you need is a little bit of luck and some position, and all of a sudden you're leading the race and winning it. So top 5 is the goal, and hopefully we can get that. I know we're going to work really hard and trying to find the speed, especially with the new build, try to figure it out as fast as we can.
You got a lot of sponsors and supporters on the race car that help you get to the track each week. Who makes it happen for Kevin King?
Alpine Stars, Murph Dog Motor Works, see Hot Tamales, Razor, Tim's Corner, all the guys at iRacing for showing everyone that we could do a good job, finally putting a race together. PSR TV for broadcasting it. Can't wait to watch the broadcast afterwards. My wife for letting me race, and today is my little daughter's 4-month birthday, I guess you could say. So it's really cool to run well on a little, kind of a special occasion, I suppose. And all my teammates, of course, Robert, Carson, Pat. We work so hard and trying to figure these things out and try so many different things that it's really nice working with guys who don't just rest on their laurels, and they want to make sure that they're running as well as possible. So really happy to be around those guys and look forward to a lot of good things to come.
That's your runner-up here this evening, Kevin King, finishing in position number 2. And speaking of his teammate, it looks like Nim Cross has caught up with Robert Hall.
Down here with Robert Hall. Robert, you brought home 3rd place today. A really long race with only 1 caution, and it had a big challenge from Brad Davies there at the end.
Yeah, it was nice to have only 1 caution. That was a really good race and really clean race, and good job by everybody. And it's pretty uneventful for me until the end, I guess. Just trying to hold off Brad. He was really strong. And I guess I was lucky enough to hold him off and hang in there for 3rd. Get another top 5. Feels pretty good, I guess.
Robert, you come into the race top 10 in points, 10th place in points, a couple of cars ahead of you, not able to race this week due to penalties or whatever, and a good top 3 finish here may bring you up to solidify your position a lot higher in the point standings.
Yeah, I'll go up a few spots for sure. Seems like the season's been a roller coaster for me. I'll finish top 5 one week and then wreck the next week. So I'm just hoping to maybe get up there and challenge for a top 5 point spot. At this point in the season. It's been pretty good so far, I guess.
New Hampshire coming up in 2 weeks. How do you like those flat tracks?
I don't know. I don't really care for them all that much. I'll probably just be good enough to hang around the top 10, maybe. We're gonna work our tails off, that's for sure. Hopefully, we'll come up with something really good. I know Kevin, he's good on flat tracks like that, so we should be pretty good.
Tell us who makes it happen for you, and tell us also about, you always said about you getting top 5 in points here. Tell us about your prospects for New Hampshire.
Well, like I said, for New Hampshire, I'll probably just look for getting a solid top 10. But I just want to thank everybody at Sim Chassis. Seems like we tested out 100 different things this week, and ended up coming up with something pretty good. Kevin had a good base setup to go off of, so that's what I went off of. So thanks to everybody over there, and thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast, and thanks to iRacing for the series.
Great job bringing her home here at Indy on the podium in 3rd place there, Robert, and good job moving up in the points. And we'll see you next week, or in 2 weeks, at New Hampshire. We'll throw it over to Tim Terry, who's caught up with your 4th place finisher, Brad Davies.
A man who had a hell of a run in this race. Brad Davies comes home in position number 4 after starting in 30th. Brad, you had to pass a lot of cars here this evening.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at my run there. I had a lot of fun driving up to the field. I didn't really plan on starting way back in 30th. I actually had a really good qualifying lap running, and probably would have put me in the top 5 somewhere, maybe even the top 3. And off of 3, I kind of clipped the wall. I didn't even think I touched the wall, to be honest, but it gave me a 0x and negated my lap, so I just kind of pulled over and quit. Started in the back.
You kept Robert Hall pretty honest there in the last few laps of that race, shadowing that number 30 to the line.
Yeah, Robert was a little better than me off the corner. I thought if I could have got in front of him, I could have run down to 29, but whether I would have been able to pass him or not, that's another question. Just couldn't get around Robert. He was too strong off the corner. So I just kind of had to hope he made a mistake, which he didn't make a big enough one for me to get by.
This season's been pretty quiet for Brad Davies. 1 top 5 leading into this race, 2nd top 5 of the season. How big is this?
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's nice to be back in the top 5 for sure. It's been a long time. I've had a lot of bad luck this season. Haven't performed as well either, so it goes. It's both my fault and a combination of that and bad luck. So just trying to finish out the season. Maybe have a shot at getting back in the top 10 of points. I'm not sure if that's feasible or not, but we're definitely gonna give it a shot and see what happens.
2 weeks' time, we head to Magic Mile at New Hampshire. What do we expect from the 11 team there?
All right, I hope much more of the same. It'd be nice to get another top 5. Hopefully I can start up front, and I won't have to drive through and pass so many cars. It makes it a little more difficult that way to get up there to the front. So definitely going to work on qualifying a little bit more next week and try to start up front.
Before we let you go, Brad, who makes it happen for you each week in the number 11 team?
Well, I got to thank Realtree. They're on board this year. I haven't had a chance to give them a shout out this year. I don't think I've had 1 top 5, and I don't think I've even been interviewed yet this season. So I think this is my first interview. So I got to thank them. Got to thank JR Motorsports and all my buddies back at the drill aisle who help out with setups every week.
That's Brad Davies coming home with position number 4 here this evening. Going to kick it over to Nim Cross, who is caught up with Nick Ottinger, who comes home in position number 5 this evening.
Nick Ottinger, 5th position again today here at the Brickyard. A lot of good runs you're stringing together here late in the season. Possibly, definitely, 2nd in points now. Tell us about your race.
It was a pretty eventful race. Practicing earlier in the week, the guys did really good, getting the car dialed in, and coming through the race, I had high expectations of the car being pretty good. And unfortunately, we struggled a little on entry and kind of lost a lot of bite forward drive off the corner and just couldn't get a drive off the corner to get any position. So relatively, it was a good finish. Glad we came out the top 5, the Dream Chevrolet. We'll hopefully continue to be strong in New Hampshire.
160 miles here at Indy, only 1 caution. Those long races without many cautions make it harder for you to get that setup dialed in when you're struggling a little bit?
Yeah, it kind of does. It's more of an effect that the guy setups that do come in put more of an effect on your car. That's what I noticed tonight, and just you struggle like that off. I really struggled in 4. I could barely get in the gas, and just everyone would eat me up. So I really have to push it hard in 1 and 2 because they were my strong corners. And like I said, fortunately we came with 5th place finish.
Well, you had 1 race where you didn't get the race this year, so that'll be a drop. You find yourself now up in 2nd in points, 40-plus points away from Ray, though, and that's a full race. What are your prospects? What do you think you can do?
Well, this new build that's coming out, I'm hoping it's going to be more driver preference, and hopefully the tire's going to wear more, but hopefully I can close in on Ray, get a good solid finish like at New Hampshire, and I got to finish strong like I have tonight. Just got to keep making ground on Ray, not losing it. So if we keep working hard, the Gale Force suspension guys over at Gale Force Racing, if we keep working hard, we can get it done. Just need to find that little extra.
New Hampshire in 2 weeks. Tell us about what you're thinking about for New Hampshire, and then tell us who makes it happen for you.
I don't know what to expect at New Hampshire. I don't know what group we're going to be running. I know the past season we were kind of running the middle to high group there, and it'd be nice to see if we can run the low line and see if we can make ground. But New Hampshire's going to be a tough track to pass as well. You're going to have to get the car in the track right, get a lot of drive off, and hopefully 2 weeks time we'll have that car dialed in enough to go win that race. Who makes it happen for me is certainly Ream. They're a really big supporter of me. Brandon Jones, JR, even Becky. Want to say hi to them. Kel Gale, I know he's watching, and his dad. They're a big supporter. I want to thank Tim Terry at timscorner.ca, and I want to thank the rest of the guys at Gale Force Racing for working their butts off the past 2 days to get this car, trying to get it right.
Well, congratulations again on your top 5 here, and congratulations on being second in points now. So good luck at New Hampshire in 2 weeks. We're going to send it back over to Tim.
Thanks, Nim. We do have our Twitter contest here as we look down here at some of the tweets here picked by the PSR TV staff. A couple of good ones here. Viper Junkie tweets, "My Tuesday night friends, beer and racing at PSR TV." Brandon Odo 24, iRacing PSR TV, "Does the winner have to kiss their computer power brick instead of the start finish line?" I don't quite know if Ray did that or not. Your winner picked by the PSR staff is Hillzap05. "Alfala must have been kissing a lucky brick prior to the race to have a run like this one." So congratulations to all of those being picked as fantastic tweets here this evening. Nim Cross, final thoughts before we head to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Oh, this was a big one, and Ray Alfala really benefited on this race. He dominated this race, and he benefited because he deserved to. Mike Conti had a connection issue, which he probably couldn't help, and that's just the way it happens sometimes. But even with that, Alfala's still been dominating. It's a big race here today, Tim, and probably maybe even the turning point of the season, but we still got 4 races to go, and anything can happen.
Yeah, there's still a little ways to go in this season, but Ray Alfala unofficially right now 50 points on top of Nick Ottinger as we head forward, but it's a battle for position number 2 between Nick Ottinger, Mike Conti, and Kevin King. It's going to go down to the wire in this one. Join us in 2 weeks' time when we go racing at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So for all the PSR TV staff, Ilka Happala, Nim Cross, Chuck Johnson, Matt Racing Kid Thomas, Ian Bushing, Paul running the cameras for Zach here this evening. My name is Tim Terry, saying we will see you in 2 weeks' time when we say let's go racing from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.
Good run again, Ray and Brad. You guys did a great job. You deserved it, Ray.
Thanks.